Hello, and welcome back to the Kerbal Space program. My name is WW but you already know that. And in my infinite wisdom, I forgot to press record on OBS for the launches of the landers for Pole and Bob. But that's not too much of a problem, as that was pretty much the same launch as that one you're seeing right now from last episode. So that went pretty much exactly the same, with the full stage landing back and some stuff getting destroyed off of it. But yeah, the next thing would be the tugs for both of those, which were the identical launches as well as last time. I'm still going to show this to you in this short little side-by-side comparison of the two launches. I ended up doing the second launch a little bit flatter and a little bit more efficient, I guess. But yeah, other than that, nothing really different here either. As you see, the right side is already a little bit further over at the same point in flight. Well, actually, it's not really the same point in flight. We're already higher on the right side. But yeah, in the end, they both get into orbit. I like the side-by-side comparison a lot, though. From an aesthetic standpoint, so to say. Is it just me, or does the right side just feel like it has more oomph? Because I sure didn't change anything about the entire design. I don't know. Okay, so with these rapidly approaching space, what else is going to come up in this video? We're going to also launch the Tylo tug and the Tylo lander. And yeah, then that's gonna be it for this episode. Next episode we are going to start off with pretty much just a little compilation of the dockings of all the tugs. The only tugs that don't get connected yet are the ones that I haven't launched yet, which are the Eve tugs, which are multiple and will probably cost me a fortune and will probably lag the game so hard that I will not actually be able to play that mission. But yeah, I'm looking forward to try it. Either way, you see the right side definitely had a little bit of a less steep dive out of the atmosphere, seeing as it's actually heating up quite a lot. But yeah, I just ended up burning out of the atmosphere and letting it fly out there, hoping that the heat would not destroy anything. Yeah. So as I said, next episode starts out with the docking of the tugs, just in a little compilation, real quick. The docking's not any of the maneuvering, because you've seen me do rendezvous maneuvers like 100 times, and I don't think you'll want to watch me do all the maneuver node finicking again. So, yeah, I'll spare you that. On the right side, you now see the fairing coming off, and the panels deploying. Left side's not far away from that either. Right side now gets into orbit finally. For this one, I think I still ended up wasting some of the delta V in the lower stage, because otherwise it wouldn't end up back in the atmosphere and crashing into Kerbal. Which, for such a huge part of debris, I kind of want to do just to get rid of it. So yeah, there's essentially the same thing. And then after everything is in orbit, I just deploy the claw, and then everything works fine. And we can just go on with the next part. So yeah, we're going to also probably do the burn to Jool with all of the stuff next time. And yeah, we're gonna see how long it's gonna take me to finish up this series. As of now, this is the Tylo lander, and as that docking port isn't exactly where I want it to be for controlling, I'm ending up controlling from the probe. I've sped you this up a little bit because this was actually a little bit slow on the physics time, because lots of parts. Either way, I did not look at who was sitting in the command seat here, nor do I remember who's sitting in the bob and pull seats, but yeah, we're gonna see once we're there. What I do want to talk about though, the mods I wanted for my next season of KSP, which is going to be a fully reusable space program. You might remember Scott Manley did something like that way back before recovering vessels was even a thing. So I essentially want to have every stage reusable and no debris whatsoever in that year. I don't know yet how exactly we're going to do that. Also, you see this thing decided to flip a little bit, so yeah, that happened. It also is a little bit overpowered in terms of delta V, as you can see once I drop these. I don't really need any of the fuel that's in the next stage. Like, not at all. There. That's basically orbit, and that's done. I'll probably end up like pumping over some of the fuel to something else or something. I don't know. We're gonna see. And this is the tug for Tylo, which I was intelligent enough to not include a probe or docking port on that looks into the direction that we're launching in, so I ended up launching it backwards with the nav bolt backwards, which, if you turn on SES, is a bad idea, as you see. because the SAS gets completely confused as to which direction is which and just completely flips the thing over at all times. So yeah, I ended up flying this up without SAS, which isn't too hard since, you know, it's actually pretty stable. Except for the first launch where I forgot that I didn't set the fuel priorities so everything would stay top heavy as much as possible. Because for some reason top heavy is a whole lot more aerodynamically stable in this game. I don't know why. I don't know if that makes sense in real life, but it works in game and therefore that's a thing. So yeah, in the end we end up flipping here because I didn't set that. Yeah. So I end up setting that up and then we do the whole thing again. I could have just actually put a probe core on there and flown this with SAS, but at that point I was pretty much just accepting the challenge of doing this without SAS. And as you see, that worked pretty fine on this next launch. Somewhere in between, I'm trying to get SAS back in and try if that works if I set it to something else than just holding direction, like holding retrograde, for instance, which it should do theoretically, but yeah, it ended up still flipping and I reloaded. But I quick saved and quick loaded, so that didn't take up that much time and I didn't have to redo anything. So yeah, all the mods that I wanted for my next season are up to date. Mostly I was waiting for Flight Manager for reusable stages, which I actually have in this install, but I hardly use now because I basically only got it for the Falcon 9 Falcon Heavy replica that I did on stream. But yeah, you saw the quick load and quick save there at some point. Wasn't paying attention to what was on screen. Either way, I end up flying this into space and just decoupling the... yeah, there I tried to put out the panels, but some of the panels are under that fairing there, so I put them back in instead. That's that done, and the rest of this lower stage is staying in Kerbal orbit as debris because I end up doing a thing here in a second. Once I'm in orbit, that is. There we go. That. Just get everything out of there. For some reason, this only has one panel. I don't know how that worked, but yeah. Either way, put this out of the way a little bit. We can refuel with anything that's in the Tylo lander, like launch stage parts. I tried getting to the bigger part here to see if I can actually deorbit it, but I didn't put any probes on there, so I couldn't. Either way, yeah, so this is it for this episode. I'll see you in the next one. As I said, for the dockings and the burns out of the Kerbal system. Other than that, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and until next time, I'm WW Dadman. Bye.